But has a new GTA 6 leak actually surfaced online, or is it just some made up BS? That's what we're going to be getting into in today's video. But real quick, before we get into it, if you guys are new to the channel, welcome on in. Please consider subscribing to Project Vice, like, and of course, turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upcoming GTA 6 upload. Also, as well, please consider following me on my social media channels, that being Twitter, X, and of course on Instagram as well. You'll be able to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest GTA 6 content. And lastly, my new merch is available. The link is in the description below. So if you guys are keen on picking up a hoodie and or a tee, any support would be greatly appreciated. But other than that, let's hop straight into the video. Before I even get into it, obviously take it all with a grain of salt. I'm going to get into it just for the sole purpose of going over this specific leak, whether it is true or not. Regardless of the fact, the user on the GTA Reddit page, Pebblestar, goes, I've seen in person few hours of a random GTA 6 gameplay from a 2024 build. He goes, hello there. As the title says, I've seen up close a few hours of GTA 6 gameplay / testing. It was an early-ish 2024 build. Not going to say what month / build exactly. I don't work for Rockstar directly, but was there with some other work unrelated to game development. Before I continue on, let's just pretend this guy is speaking the truth and it is real. Let's just pretend that is the case for the moment. And he starts off by saying GTA 6 is focusing on making the world feel very, and I mean very alive, which will make the gameplay even more next level. For example, everything 90% has a physical place in the game. That means debris, litter of all kinds. There was a hint in the first trailer about cups on the road, one flattened by a car, the other half bent from the car's bumper that react to the world and the player. Police AI is very smart and works in groups communicating with each other. They can split in 2 or more smaller groups to flank you, move to a higher position if possible. For example, upstairs in a building, if you are out on the road exposed and there are buildings around you that are enterable, which in most cases are not all obviously, but enough. And there was more here that he claimed by saying shooting NPCs, it feels so realistic that it makes you feel bad and will be harder to do. Cops can set up a crime scene after a shooting and take pictures, measurements. Afterwards, the body will be picked up and taken away to a mortuary or hospital. NPCs react with realistic movements and show pain / shock when they are shot. Stomach shots makes them move slightly back, bend forward, put their hand on their stomach, check for blood, stumble and drop on their knees, gasping for air while stuttering, "Why did you shoot me?" Cruiser maintenance and cleaning will interact with the world and what the player does. After a big crash, traffic jams will occur until the road is cleared, and a random event can be triggered in a truck. A van and a crane will arrive at the crash site and NPCs will naturally clean, remove and load debris up and transport it. NPCs will record and call the cops in case of a shooting or after a big car crash. Realistic driving physics, each vehicle will have its own fuel and extra weight. Armor, passengers, bodies in the trunk will push the rear end down. Car crash physics are similar to a simulator and cars can bend or cut in half after hitting a thick pole. Buildings can't be completely destroyed, but to a certain degree, the player can destroy their doors, windows, walls, and roofs. And we're not done there. Clothes have their own physics. When you draw a gun, clothes interact with the hand, and you can see the skin underneath as they are both separate. Clothes tear, get dirty, sweaty, wet, bloody, and react to the knife cuts and bullets. Okay, so before we even break this down, let's just get into this. He claims that he has seen hours of gameplay of GTA 6, an early build from early 2024. You either have to be someone at Rockstar Games working on the game in order for this to get out, which is a very, very hard thing for that to get out, considering NDAs. Or even if it is someone working very close in the building, I'm sure that Rockstar will have tight security surrounding this. But not only this, but also the fact that as well, this is a bunch of information that someone could easily have just come up with on the spot. And also as well, I mean, it is pretty easy to sort of predict these things based off what we have seen with trailer 1, and also as well the leaked gameplay and files that we did see back in September of 2022. It's easy to just make up stuff. Regardless of the fact that one of the moderators on the Reddit page did respond back by saying, I'm leaving this post up because it's interesting, not because there's even a fragment of authenticity behind it. I highly doubt this leak is legitimate. I would treat everything discussed here with a massive grain of salt, like I said earlier. This is unlikely a real leak as such, so treat it more as hypothetical features that might appear in the game, not as actual proof of stuff that will appear. There are still some excellent points made that could well feature in the final game. Regardless of the fact if it is made up or if he does know someone that has gotten this information somehow, some way, it is still some good hypotheticals that he has come up with in regards to the game and how realistic it is going to be and all the things that we are going to likely see within the final version of the game. Obviously, we won't know until we get closer and closer to the game's release. I'm sure there will be leaks that will eventually come out about the game in terms of the map, the amount of hours it does take to complete the story, characters, side missions, stuff like that will get out, similar to how The Last of Us story got leaked out prior to the game releasing. Obviously, we hope that doesn't happen with GTA 6, but considering Grand Theft Auto 6 is arguably the most anticipated game of all time, then I would say that it's going to be quite hard to try and put a lid on every single thing within GTA 6 all the way up until its release. Someone did make a comment on the GTA Reddit page in regards to this post made, and he goes, in quoting the original poster, "I've seen hours of random GTA 6 gameplay. That's interesting because it's nearly impossible for anyone outside of Rockstar of their tight inner circle to get access to something like that. And even if you did, it's hard to believe you could know so many intricate details about how the game works just from a few hours of footage. It's a bit hard to take that claim seriously. I'm waiting for the next liar." When you put it down like that though, hours of GTA 6 gameplay, like, it's so many details that he came out with. It's not like a little bit of details here and there. It's quite a significant amount. I would say, in my opinion, that I think it is fake because there are just so many details that he's come out with in regards to it. Not only that, but also he's claimed to see hours of gameplay of it. I mean, the only people that are going to be seeing that significant amount of hours of footage of GTA 6 is, of course, the people working on the game, that being the Rockstar developers. Seeing these types of leaks makes me think about the leaks from back early in the day prior to the September 22 leaks that did come out many years ago, and that was one of the ones that came out in regards to the fact that GTA 6 is going to have 3 playable protagonists, one of them being Ricardo, the other one being Casey, and the female protagonist being Rose. There was a whole thing about this. There was like, I think, a 50-page document or something like that going over all the details within GTA 6, the storyline, the gameplay, those types of things. It was more related to the characters and the storyline. I thought it was pretty interesting at the time, but obviously it didn't end up being true whatsoever. Or so we think for the moment anyways. Obviously the game isn't out, so we don't know 100% for sure, but we do know at the moment currently, officially from Rockstar themselves, that we are going to be having 2 playable protagonists, Lucia and Jason, who are in a love dynamic, a Bonnie and Clyde-like duo. Anyways, regardless of the fact, I just wanted to put this video out there today just to sort of get your guys' thoughts on this leak. I mean, at the end of the day, just take it all with a grain of salt. Don't believe everything you read out there on the internet and take it verbatim, because it is likely some made-up BS. By that, guys, if you wanted to enjoy this video and found any informative value, please consider subscribing to Project Vice, like, and of course, turn on those post notifications so you never miss an upcoming GTA 6 upload. Stay safe, have a great day, and I am out.